Long-time success in Wareham with the Gatemen, and also long-time success at UMass Dartmouth, especially with the boys basketball program and the ice hockey program. Both Coach John Raleigh and Coach Brian Baptiste each logged their 500th career victory this past year. And just a great year for UMass Dartmouth
really,
overall.
We oftentimes at the ST we kind of brush over what UMD does, and it's not by intent, but a lot of their teams struggle. I don't think that's an unfair thing to say, but they had, I mean, I've been here 7 years now. They had by far the best year that they've ever had. Hockey did not have a great year by its standards, but it still was a winning team that made the playoffs. This is a team that's gone to the NCAAs, with regularity the last couple of years. The basketball team made the Sweet 16 nationally. Was a fixture in the top 25 polls all year. Both tennis teams, I believe, the girls won. Amy Lopes from Dartmouth was part of it. They both made the NCAA tournament the first time. The men logged a win. The field hockey team, which had Eleanor Taylor, Stang alum, they made the NCAA tournament for the first time.
Former Standard Times Player of the Year.
Former Standard Times Player of the Year. Baseball team struggled, but they beat, I believe it's Eastern Connecticut, #1 team in the country during the year. The football team went 0-11, but they were really the outlier. Every team over there had success, and they had significant success to the order that we've never seen. And
one of the teams that does very well there that is kind of overlooked amongst the other athletic teams, the cheerleading team, the cheerleading squad.
That's right. They won a national championship too, correct?
Mm-hmm. So it's
bring it on.
It's always interesting to me. I kind of wonder what the public perception of UMD is. Like, how strong a local following do we think that they have here?
You don't really see a lot of people out there wearing, UMass athletic Corsair sweatshirts and, UMD hats. I mean, if you do, it's probably either a student or a parent of a student. And it just doesn't seem to have that connection. Is it because it's Division III? Is it because it's the local college? And sometimes the local college doesn't really draw the attention. It's not as sexy as some of these other schools. But there isn't enough support for it.
It's funny, though, because we live in an area that is very focused on its athletics, and you see it a lot through the youth sports. There's a lot of interest, especially in local athletes that do well. And we've had a lot of local athletes go through UMD, and I feel like if they can show consistent success, which the basketball teams had another strong start this year. Hockey's been very good playing at Hetland and New Bedford every year. I feel like if there's that consistency there of, over time, you're going to be able to go out and see a quality team. We don't have minor league sports here. The closest AHL team is in Providence. We have the Pawtucket Red Sox. I feel like almost they can become our sort of minor league sports if they're able to show, hey, we put out an entertaining product. The tickets are cheap. And you're gonna be able to watch some quality play. It's not going to necessarily be people who are going to go to the pro ranks, but it doesn't mean they can't put together a good game.
No, a Division III game, you can get some. The teams get accented by the tweeners, guys who played some D1 and now they're at UMD finishing for whatever reason. It happens. Their goaltender, Burek, he's an example of this. Shane Relihan had a nice year to finish his playing career. He's now coaching the first ever Apponequet high school hockey team. And then, in the UMD men's basketball team got a guy who was at UMass Lowell last year. He's a big kid who can grab some rebounds on the offensive boards. And I think that's not the reason you go. It does accent things. But it's not the thing. It's not the guts and the core of the team. The core of the team is that all those guys who they do have that make up the nucleus of their team are guys who have really great ability. And, with a little different circumstance, might themselves be playing in a D1. So it's good. It's a good game. It's a very good game, whether you're going to see the hoops or the hockey in the winter. And I know that the hockey community really likes to go out and watch the Corsairs play at Hetland. And, basketball is a little different because it's on campus. And I think for some people who live around here, the campus seems like it's a million miles away just because it's in that wheel-shaped neighborhood.
Ring road.
Yeah, it's the people don't go to unless they have business to do. Yeah, it's kind of funky, and it seems to be more of a campus crowd there, which they get.
But if you look at what John Raleigh's done with the hockey team and Brian Baptiste, who I think went into the New England Basketball Hall of Fame this year also.
Did we say 500 wins yet?
500 wins for each of them this year. And that's over 3 decades for each. And to have them do it, basically, they did it within weeks of each other.
Yeah. I went up to Hooksett.
Incredible testament.
I went up to Hooksett, New Hampshire earlier this winter to go see a little bit of junior hockey, one of those showcase things where they put the whole EJ, Eastern Junior League, puts the whole schedule in one arena, 2-rink complex for the whole weekend. And they get everybody. They get the NHL. They get the premier Division I schools who come and see. And this way they can all, it makes it easier for the scouts because the league functions to send kids to college placements. And John Rowley was there. What's a guy who's got a nice long-time gig. He's been coaching forever. He's got 500 wins. He could be sitting at home and having the dog bring him his slippers and his glass of wine and sit back and watch the Bruins on TV. But what is he doing? He's up in a freezing cold rink somewhere in northern New England watching kids play hockey and then talking to them.
You do it because you love it.
The only problem, though, with all this UMass athletic success now, they're going to have to add more parking so that people can actually go to. And
they're going to have to stop ticketing cars.
Yeah, like our photographer Mike Valeri.
Yeah.
And actually, I
stop.
got one more note, as I don't want to short shrift the men's soccer team. They didn't make the NCAAs, but they hadn't made the league tournament in 7 years. They made the final. They made the LEC final.
Sweet.
So good on them.
Of course, our UMD MVP, Dave Carringer. So
the best.
We'll give him a shout out.
Love you, Dave.
Yeah.